Good morning, children. In the previous session, we studied about a current carrying conductor when placed in a magnetic field experiences a force. In Maxwell's right hand thumb rule, we studied about two things. One is the direction of motion of conductor and one is the direction of the magnetic field. When both are perpendicular to each other, they will be perpendicular to each other always. Similar way, when magnetic field, motion of the conductor and the current, all three things are combined together, then we get Fleming's left hand rule. So Fleming's left hand rule gives a relation between the magnetic field, the current and the motion of the conductor. According to Fleming's left hand rule, when all the three are perpendicular to each other, so it is giving the relation between magnetic field, current and motion of the conductor. The current is maximum or the magnetic field is maximum only when both are perpendicular to each other, and the motion of the conductor is again perpendicular to the magnetic field. So what does Fleming's left hand rule states? According to Fleming's left hand rule, stretch your left hand thumb, forefinger and middle finger mutually perpendicular to each other. Then forefinger shows the direction of the magnetic field, middle finger shows the direction of the current, then thumb shows the direction of the conductor here. So Fleming's left hand rule gives the relationship between all the three when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field. So this rule is mainly also called as a motor rule. It is also called as a motor rule. Why? Because this rule is used in the working of electric motor. Now coming to the introduction about the current. There are two different types of currents which are generated. One is called the alternating current and the other one is called as direct current. Alternating, as the word itself says, that alternating current is a current which is generated and it changes its direction every half cycle of the rotation. That is called as alternating current. In case of direct current, the current continues to flow in the same direction without variation in the direction of its generation. Okay, that is called as alternating current and direct current. In the household appliances, in any of the appliances, we get both type of currents. The current which is entering into our home is alternating current, but this alternating current is of less voltage, up to 220 or 230 volts. That is not enough for all the appliances which are working in our home. Our household appliances like fridge, mixer, AC, then washing machine, they all require a little higher voltage of current. Okay, but tube-light fans, they do not require that. So how these differentiations can be done? Okay, AC which is taken inside will be converted into direct current with the help of motors which are fitted in those appliances only. So for example, in AC, in mixer, in fan, in washing machines, okay, even in fan we get the electric motor. But in all these conditions, in all these different devices, we require direct current. So that can be AC which is taken inside the home, that is converted into DC. Why we are not getting direct DC current only then? Okay, from the power station, whatever the electricity is generated, it has to be transferred to the houses. So it has to travel to longer distances. AC is having one advantage of traveling to longer distances without much loss of energy. But direct current, when it is passed to longer distances, it loses lot of energy. Okay, that is why DC is not considered for traveling from power station to the houses. The current which is taken is AC, that will be converted later by DC, later to DC. Okay, a device called as commutator is present in each and every devices what we are using in our home, which will convert this AC into DC.